Welcome to the Chris Hanna Show, where business, as usual, gets a swift kick in the ass. If you're tired of the same old advice and ready to disrupt the status quo, you're in the right place. I'm cutting through the noise with bold strategies, unfiltered truths, and a no-nonsense approach to entrepreneurship, video marketing, and content creation. Buckle up, because it's time to level up, stand out, and dominate your market. This isn't just another podcast, it's a wake-up call for entrepreneurs and would-be aspiring solopreneurs who are all in. Let's get started. We're going to get real here, and some of you might not like it. But look, entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Chris Hanna Show. I wanted to get real and say that statement because I've had a lot of conversations lately with people who have said that they've started to try and create a business and they've struggled, and then they've either gone back to work for somebody else, or they've started giving up, or they can't handle it and they can't handle the stress of it. This world that we live in glorifies entrepreneurship. They sometimes on social media make it feel like it's easy to start a business, and doing so is the ultimate marker of success. But let's be real. Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. Because not everyone thrives in the high pressure, high risk environment of running a business. And choosing a different path doesn't mean you're failing. It just means you're self-aware to know that you got to play to your strengths. And it's not for everyone. And why that is perfectly fine. There's this myth that people pressure themselves into, that entrepreneurship maybe is the way they got to go, right? Like social media, hustle culture, make entrepreneurship look like it's the only way to succeed. But there's some myths, I think, that create some unrealistic expectations. Like being your own boss sounds amazing, right? And it is super appealing to a lot of people, myself included. But no one tells you that being your own boss means you're accountable for everything all the time. You can also hear the myth of there's unlimited income potential, and that's super sexy and seductive, right? What they don't mention is that financial instability often comes with it. And then working on your terms, it feels freeing until you realize that those terms mean that you're probably working nights, weekends, and holidays to keep your business afloat. I work now more than I ever have throughout my entire career over the last 20 plus years. But I love it. It's not for everyone. The truth is, entrepreneurship is hard as hell, and not everyone wants or needs to sign up for that. Here's a couple of reasons why I think entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. Not everyone thrives on risk. I'm a gambler by nature, so obviously I love it. But it's not for everyone, because entrepreneurship has a bucket loads of uncertainty. If someone values predictability and stability, the entrepreneurial roller coaster can feel like a nightmare more than a dream. And it's also a marathon, not a sprint. Success doesn't happen overnight. The long hours, the constant challenges, the delayed gratification requires stamina and resilience. Not everyone finds that fulfilling. And leadership isn't for everyone either. Being the boss means you have to make the tough decisions. Maybe you've got people that are on your team, so you're managing people, and you have to take full accountability for every outcome. Some people prefer contributing to a team without carrying the weight of leadership. At different parts of my career, I had a lot of people that I promoted into leadership who didn't want to be leaders. And again, there's a weight that goes along with that. And then there's the whole, I'd say, passion versus reality gap. Loving what you do doesn't mean you'll love running a business around it. Some people take hobbies that they absolutely loved, and then they turn into a business, and then it falls apart and they stop doing it because they actually hate it. Entrepreneurship involves more admin and sales and logistics than the passion projects itself. So maybe sometimes keep your hobby a hobby. Now, again, I'm always trying to promote people to go into the entrepreneurship side, but I wanted to be balanced. And that's why I wanted to share this. Here's some signs that entrepreneurship might not be right for you, because it's worth questioning if a path aligns with your goals and your personality. And there might be some indicators that maybe it's not the best fit for you. Maybe you're risk adverse and you're paralyzed by uncertainty. Well, then you're probably not fit to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you value structure and clear expectations over autonomy. Well, maybe you shouldn't be a business owner. Maybe you dislike selling, marketing, or networking. Again, those are critical to being successful in the entrepreneurial space. Maybe you're not willing to sacrifice your personal time for business growth. Well, the reality is you're going to have to do a lot of that when you're running your own business. And maybe you find the idea of managing others overwhelming. Look, if these resonate, it doesn't mean you're incapable. It means that your talents and preferences might be suited to another path that's best for you. Like, there are alternatives, I guess, if you want some aspects of entrepreneurship and that, still offer that fulfillment for you. Like, you don't have to run a business to have a meaningful, successful life. There's other ways to channel your ambition. There's the term intrapreneurship, where you really drive innovation and leadership with an existing company. You can contribute creatively without the burden of ownership, right? So just basically step up within your company and try and drive something. You can freelance. I'll call this being, side hustle side of it, right? You work for yourself without the complexity of scaling or managing a team. It gives you the same level of commitment as full-scale entrepreneurship, but you're just kind of doing it on the side. It's not your main thing. Then you got passion projects, right? Like, you keep your day job, use your free time to pursue those side projects. You can make an impact without making it your primary income source. Or you could also join a mission-driven organization, like work for a company whose values and goals maybe align better with yours. Contribute to something bigger can just be as rewarding as building something from scratch. Like, it's okay to say no to being an entrepreneur because one size does not fit all. And I think it might even be a smart decision for some people. Like, if you can do that, maybe you're self-aware and you recognize what aligns with your strengths and values. It ultimately takes courage. If you say no to being an entrepreneur, well, that's going to prevent you from being as burnt out because you're avoiding a path that doesn't fit your personality and saves you from the unnecessary stress and failure. And it might open doors. Saying no to one path allows you to fully explore others. The only wrong choice is the one that doesn't align with who you ultimately are. So, entrepreneurship isn't the only path to fulfilling life, and it's not a failure to decide it's not for you. When I started, I thought everyone should build a business, but over time, I realized how deeply personal that choice is. So if you're questioning whether entrepreneurship is right for you, here's my advice. Be honest with yourself. If the idea of running a business excites you, go for it. But if it feels like a grind, you're not ready for it. Don't force it. Success comes in many forms, and it's not about the label you wear. It's about living a life that feels true to you. You've got nothing to prove to anyone. So whether you're leading a team, building a business, or thriving in a role that lights you up, you're doing it right as long as it's authentic to you. Stay true to yourself, and success will always follow in its own way, in its own time. All right, that's a wrap for today's dose of reality on the Chris Hanna Show. If you're fired up and ready to kick some serious ass, then I've done my job. But remember, knowledge without action is just wasted breath. So what are you going to do? Sit around and let opportunities pass you by? Or are you going to step up and take what's yours? The choice is yours, but don't expect sympathy if you choose the easy road. If you've got value from today's episode, smash that subscribe button, leave a review, or share it with somebody who needs a wake-up call. Don't keep this gold to yourself unless you're afraid of a little competition. Stay bold, stay hungry, and remember, always go all in. Until next time, this is Chris Hanna signing off. Now go out there and take what's yours.